So working with a board is a unique experience. When you make decisions for your family, for example, you don't generally have the public watching your every move or for other people's viewpoints to take into account. So it takes some getting used to. You're only 1/5 of the decisions that you make for the entire district, children as well as staff. Add to that the fact that all decisions as well as debate to get to that decision must occur in public. It's governed by an act called the Open Public Meetings Act, or OPMA, which is covered under Revised Code of Washington 42.30. You have to learn to breathe this section before you can even start to be an effective member. I'm suited for the board because I've learned to do this. So once you have the operations of a board down, you move on to the business at hand. Some, but not all of this business is approving curricula for new and existing classes, approving policies, approving teacher and staff employment contract issues, approving new hires and all checks paid by the district, all student travel, requiring that the school budget be balanced, including savings, which is called our reserve account, approving all improvements, which have included in the time that I've been on the board, the resurfacing of the tennis courts, reworking the softball field, installing a new scoreboard on the high school's field, and adopting a teacher principal evaluation system as well as Common Core teaching standards. So my feelings about being best suited to serve our district have been realized, and I'll continue to do so, making the right decisions, taking constituents' opinions seriously, and careful deliberation and debate among the whole board. That's 5 sometimes differing viewpoints, and that's good. I have done the best job I can do, and with another term, we'll continue that work. Thank you.
As a member of the school board this past year, I demonstrated my qualities of being calm and level-headed, working well with others even when we disagreed. I was focused on doing what is right and fair as we work for the benefits of our students, and also to be the best steward of our financial resources. Every new dollar spent should result in new opportunities for our students' unique needs. I am well suited to serve our school district for 2 reasons. One, because I'm a proven listener. As a member of the school board this past year, I have proven my ability to be a good listener as our district and community dealt with issues, both contentious and peaceable. Secondly, I will work to find compromise when needed. I seek the middle ground. For example, I had no grand plan regarding the continued operation of the pool, but I believed the community could work together to find a solution, and it did. I look forward to working with our families, schools, and communities to make our schools the best in the state.
I've served almost 3 consecutive terms on the Shelton School Board. I was qualified then, and I'm qualified now. My 2 children went through the Shelton schools and both graduated from the University of Washington. I know just about all the aspects of school operations. This is a critical time for new leadership on the Shelton School Board, especially now with 4 school board positions to be decided on the boards on November 3rd.
I am a mother of 2 children in the Shelton School District, and I've been an active volunteer at their schools, serving on the Evergreen Elementary PTSO board and also volunteering here at Olympic Middle School. I work as the farm education manager at the Hope Garden Project, which is a local nonprofit that works with underprivileged and at-risk youth here in our community. My work involves the students from Choice Alternative High School as well as Shelton High School, and I'm actively involved in what goes on at those schools and within the district as a whole. I'm also working on my teaching certificate currently with hopes to become a teacher here in the Shelton School District. Aside from my ties to the students, teachers, and staff in our district, I've had a decade-long career in management. I also hold a Bachelor of Science degree and am an overall responsible, level-headed person who believes that the Shelton School District has an unbelievable amount of potential and just needs some solid leadership to guide it. I would like to be part of the team that guides the Shelton School District.
Well, what are my qualifications? I have a wide experience in education. I was a teacher for over 20 years, and I left the classroom to go to WSU to work on special projects. I also taught children's literature over there, and I supervised student teachers. I was also on several committees on since I was so new out of the classroom, I was on several committees with the university about looking at where education was going. After that, I worked at Superintendent of Public Instruction's office in the Center for the Improvement of Student Learning, and our main focus was to do training to build relationships between schools and communities. And I feel that that is at the heart of what we should be doing here in Shelton. Building a strong relationship. We have so many resources, and we need to look at the positive in our communities and say, how do we all work together and support all of our youth? I'm used to boards because I've sat on many from state, regional, and national boards. I spent 6 years on the board of directors for the Northwest Regional Educational Laboratories. I currently serve on Thrive Washington, which is one of the largest nonprofits that support early learning. I sit on the Tribal Leaders Congress on Education, which is made up of all of the 29 tribes in our state. A lot. I sit on the Tribal Education Department National Assembly. So I really work on, and I've worked on a lot of legislation in Olympia. So I got the workings of a board down pretty good. It isn't anything new to me. I'm also with my background and with all the work I do in that area, I stay very current on what's going on in education. And why? Why am I seeking? My family has lived here for many, many generations down at Camilchi Point. This is my community. I have a lot of background. So before I retire, which could be in a few years or whatever, I've done a lot of work outside of the community. I've done a lot of work inside of the community, and it's a way for me to give back to the community and help strengthen.
Bill Shanahan, my qualifications. I'm a little disappointed that some of the candidates had an opportunity to do that in the 3 minutes they weren't allotted, but nonetheless, without complaining, I'll explain my qualifications. Let's see, I'll start out with, I know the difference between private education and public education. I went to Catholic school back in Philadelphia for 12 years. That's the entire time that I was in school. I went to an all-boys Catholic high school. But more than anything, I think that my knowledge of public education and my passion for public education and keeping it public, because I believe that there's a lot of efforts to privatize public education at this point in time. So I think that's a paramount qualification. Let's see, I wrote down some funny ones. I'm a 3-time loser at electoral politics. Why is that one of my qualifications? Well, all 3 times were for the same position, which was Public Utility District Commissioner, back at a time when private interests were trying to destroy public power. And I ran for commissioner twice during that time and lost, even though I was obviously the most qualified candidate in my humble opinion. But anyway, then again, I lost in 2000. But the point here is that I believe in public power and I believe in public education. And I see moves, charter schools, vouchers, lots of different things that are going on nationally threatening public education. So at Pioneer School, where my 3 children went K through 8, I was the head of the Pioneer Citizens for Education, which was the committee of citizens that worked for and tried to pass levy and bond elections in the Pioneer School District. I did that for 7 or 8 years as the chairman of the Pioneer Citizens for Education. I was then, oh yeah, I did get elected one time, and that was for the Pioneer School Board Director position, but I was unopposed, so I guess that really doesn't count. So I had 3 of my children went to Shelton High School. They were all model students. I live within the Shelton School District down on Franklin Street. I would like to serve the community like I did out of Pioneer School District now that I'm living in the Shelton School District. So I ask for your vote in November 3rd. Thank you.
Hi, so I'm Carrie Davidson, and to give you a little background on myself, my family moved to Shelton when I was in the 6th grade, and I went to Mountain View Elementary. Back then, Mountain View Elementary went through the 6th grade. I graduated from Shelton High School in 1992 and went on to the University of Washington, where I graduated with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in history. I have a variety of job experiences out of college, including passing the Series 7 broker's exam while I worked for a financial planning company, to being a project coordinator for a pharmaceutical software company. My current profession is as a pharmaceutical sales representative for Merck. I have done this job for 11 years with the same company while living here in Shelton. It's given me excellent listening, communicating, and relationship skills. I've experienced managing multiple budgets. It's given me a lot of opportunities to lead, work as a team, and the job requires continuous learning, which I love. I'm a self-starter, and I have the energy and passion to do the job of a school board director. My passion comes from my personal connection to the school district. I too have 2 children in the school district, so I have a very personal interest in what happens and want the best possible education and opportunities for all Shelton students, regardless of their abilities or background. I grew up in Shelton, and as I mentioned, graduated from Shelton High School. My husband did as well, and we chose to come back to this community to raise a family. Because of growing up here, I know many families who have children at every single one of the schools in the district, which again makes things very personal for me. I'm involved in the Mountain View PTSO, and I take an active role in volunteering at my daughter's school. Because of this, I'm in the halls and have an opportunity to see for myself what is going on and be able to talk to teachers and other parents about concerns. I have regularly attended Shelton School Board meetings to get a better understanding of what's going on in our district and the challenges that we're facing. I also went to the WASDA new school board member training, which I found to be very helpful in understanding roles and responsibilities. All of these experiences contribute to making me a great candidate for the school board. However, having a passion for this community, having children in the school district, and wanting to make a positive impact for all children, not just my own, are what make me the best choice. Please vote for me on November 3rd. Thank you.
Qualifications for school board position. My name is Terry C. Miller, and I've been here in Shelton area for about 13 years now. Married to my wife, 45 years now. And I attended schools here in Washington as a student for about 15 years. That was more than just a few years ago, but it is one of my experiences with schools. I know what worked for me. My 2 children attended schools here in Washington. I was personally involved in all aspects of their schooling. That too was more than just a few years ago. But I haven't forgotten. I know what worked for them, what worked for the kids. They weren't model students, but we got through it. I've had 5 of my grandchildren attend schools here in Shelton, and I was and still am involved in their education. I know what's working for them. I had a 38-year career in public safety communications. I worked with co-workers, executive staff, administrators, other employees, various outside contractors, consultants, state, local, federal government entities, non-government agencies. I've worked on statewide, regional, and local and national strategic planning committees. I have participated in forums, workshops, committees, advisory boards at the local, state, and regional, and even national levels. I've acted as a participant, an advisor, committee member, and sometimes the chair. I know how to work with others, and I know how to get things done in a public environment. I've interviewed people looking for jobs. I've had to hire some, had to fire some. I've written papers, reports, manuals, contracts, filed environmental checklists, done assessments, written impact statements, and I have developed statewide strategic plans, established tactical plans, reviewed and approved project plans, and policy statements while working for a large statewide agency. I have the education, background, and experience needed to be on the school board. Moreover, I'm willing to volunteer my time to serve the community. I'm ready and willing to work with others toward making Shelton School District the very best it can be. Thank you.